What's the name of that imbecile who runs the country? Donald Trump. You know, he gave Iran 48 hours to open the Strait of Hormuz before he would start bombing their power plants. And then he decided, you know what, I'm going to postpone that because, quote, I'm having very strong talks with Iran about ending the war. And then about an hour later, the Iranian government says, we've had no talks at all. He just makes things up. But then on Friday night, former FBI director Robert Mueller passes away. And on Saturday, Trump posts, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Meaning him, I guess. It's like all of a sudden he's had the truth bottled up for so long, it bursts out of him. It's been so much time has elapsed since the last time he said something true. He erupts. He just comes out with a death wish, which is an important reminder because no matter how busy he is, President Trump will always carve out time to be a petty little bitch. And that's
He told the world he was having strong talks with Iran to end the war. Iran went on television and an hour later said there were no talks. None. Zero. Not a phone call, not an email. Nothing. He just made it up. And this is not a one-time thing. This is every single day. He announced things that are not happening. He claims credit for conversations that never took place. He invents reality and then gets angry when the actual reality contradicts him. And then a decorated war hero dies. Instead of saying nothing, he posts that he's glad. That's not a president. That's not even a decent human being. And if you're watching this and you remember what this country used to look like, please drop a comment down below. Your perspective matters than you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We need every voice in this fight, especially the ones that have been watching this country the longest.
Now, Robert Mueller, in addition to serving as FBI director under Obama and Bush, was a decorated veteran, a Marine who served in Vietnam. He earned a Purple Heart, and for rescuing a fellow Marine under fire, he was awarded a Bronze Star. Trump dodged Vietnam and wore bronzing cream. That's about all they have in common. And in case you're still wondering why your relatives who watch Fox News and nothing else still support this guy, it's because Fox News never even mentioned this post. If you get your news from Fox, you would never know what happened, but the rest of us do, and it was left to Trump's lackeys like Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent to go out and clean up his mess.
Do you think it's appropriate for the President of the United States to celebrate the death of an American citizen, someone who's a Bronze Star, Purple Heart recipient and who served in Vietnam?
Kristen, I was with the President in the green room at Davos, and there was a video playing of what may have been an illegal raid on his home at Mar-a-Lago. They are going through his wife's wardrobe, and I watched the look in his eye, and I think that neither one of us can understand what has been done to the president and to his family.
That's right. Before you criticize a man for spitting on a hero's grave, try walking around in his shoes, which you will find in the closet at his country club next to a box of highly classified documents.
Robert Mueller earned a Purple Heart rescuing a fellow Marine under fire in Vietnam, while Trump was getting a doctor to write him a note about his feet so he wouldn't have to go. These are not comparable men. These are not comparable lives. And when Mueller died, Trump didn't just stay silent. He celebrated it publicly. And Fox News decided their viewers didn't need to know what happened because even their audience has a limit, and Fox News wasn't sure this was below it. So they just pretend it didn't happen. That's a protection racket.
Mueller report, which exonerated totally. There was no collusion after all that. The Mueller report came out, and it was a complete exoneration. Remember the Mueller report? Oh, the Mueller report. I was totally exonerated.
This president was exonerated by the Mueller report.
The Mueller report eventually basically exonerated him. The Mueller report came out exonerating him, essentially.
It exonerates the former president.
The Mueller report basically exonerated the former president.
He was exonerated.
Yeah, sure, basically, essentially, more or less. And now that Robert Mueller is dead, he can no longer exonerate innocent people. And the thing about this is, the thing that makes it so deeply childish is Trump didn't have to say anything. He could have just said nothing, same way he's been doing with the Trump-Epstein files all along. He could have kept his mouth shut. I have to say, I'm getting worried about the president. Something's wrong with him. Something is even wronger with him than it was a year ago. He appeared to fall asleep again on live TV today.
For years, they screamed that the Mueller report exonerated Trump. Every Republican on television said it, basically, essentially, more or less. They said it so many times, it became accepted reality for millions of people. And now the men they spent years saying exonerate, their president is dead, and Trump is publicly celebrating. He didn't have to say a word, he chose to, because he cannot help himself, because the need to be petty is stronger than any political instinct he has. And something is genuinely getting worse. The falling asleep, the slurring, the incoherence. Nobody around him will say it out loud, but everyone can see it.
So on Saturday, Trump unveiled his plan to solve this problem he created. He wrote, if the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports, where they will do security like no one has ever seen before. I'm okay with doing security the old way, the way we have seen it before, ICE-less. And of course, this announcement that he'd be deploying ICE agents to airports caught officials at the Department of Homeland Security by surprise. He didn't bother to tell any. One DHS official told CBS, I have no idea what we're doing. And neither does he, so welcome to the club. ICE agents reported for duty at 14 airports today. And by the way, if you're wondering how all these brilliant ideas seem to magically pop into his head, he came up with this one a day after Clay Travis floated it on Fox News. Clay Travis said the idea was pitched by a caller into his radio show, which means it's very possible the president got this idea from Linda in Arizona.
His airport plan came from a caller on a radio show in Arizona, not from the Department of Homeland Security, not from security experts, not from TSA officials who actually run the airports, from Linda in Arizona, who called into Fox News radio show. And the Department of Homeland Security found out about that same way you did, by watching the news. One official literally said on record, I have no idea what are we doing. The man running the most powerful government on earth is getting his policy news and ideas from talk radio callers and announcing them without telling any of the agencies responsible for implementing them. And somehow that's just Tuesday now.
All the tumult did not stop the president from playing golf this weekend, which made me nostalgic for this classic tweet from 2016, which reads, while our wonderful president was out playing golf all day, the TSA is falling apart, just like our government. Airports, a total disaster. Oh, who said that? Oh, Donald Trump said that. How about that? Man, oh man, if Donald Trump ever met President Trump, he would hate him. We are now on week 4 of Trump's excursion into Iran. He said it would last 4 or 5 weeks, but there appears to be no end in sight. Iran is preventing ships from passing through the Strait of Hormuz, which is a major artery. About 20% of the world's oil goes through it. It's a key shipping route for food that feeds more than 100 million people in that area. Apparently, this strategy of shutting down the strait was a surprise to the Trump administration. But don't worry, he's got a plan to open it and control it.
Strait of Hormuz, who's going to be in control of that?
That'll be opened very soon, if this works.
How soon? And who's in control of it? Will Iran still be able to control the flow of oil?
Be jointly controlled.
By who?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
The United States be in
Me
control?
and the Ayatollah, whoever the Ayatollah is.
That's right. Me and my new Ayatollah Bromani are going to control it. And then we're going to open a bagel shop together as soon as we get our $200 billion from Congress.
If the war is ending, do you still need $200 billion?
It's always nice to have.
Asking Trump if he still needs $200 billion is like asking the Cookie Monster if he has room for dessert. The answer is always yes. It seems very clear that he's shooting from the hip on this war. He claims he's been talking to a top person in Iran and that there are major points of agreement, but he doesn't say who that top person is. And Iran says there have been no calls and no dialogue at all. He wrote, I am pleased to report that the United States of America and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations. He is pleased to report this. Detailed and constructed conversations which will continue throughout the week. And that's which with a pointy hat, okay? He's at war with Iran and the English language. He had to delete that and redo it, but he did nail the spelling on this post. He wrote, now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left, highly incompetent Democrat Party. Every day he sounds more like a comic book villain. We're like one post away from him threatening to poison Gotham City. The Oklahoma City Thunder announced they will not visit the White House due to what they described as a timing issue. It was a timing issue. But they will be available to visit the White House in 2 years and 10 months.